Hey guys, I'm Lauren from My Something Beautiful Life, and today I'm going to show you my new academic year day designer weekly planner. So in full disclosure, I technically received this planner for free. However, I did not receive this planner to review it. Day designer does not know I'm reviewing it. I actually won it on Instagram in one of their giveaways. So there was no obligation for me to review it, but I figured since I had it, I might as well show it to you guys. So I'm super excited about this. I've loved Day Designer for years, and so I'm just so excited to be able to show you one of their new planners. So it came shipped in this like mint green box, which I think is super pretty, and inside it has this gold foiling. I just love this box. This is probably one of those boxes I'm just going to keep because it's really pretty. And then inside the planner itself, if I can get this out. This is the hard part, is trying to get the planner out of the box. Okay, so then the planner itself comes in this other really nice box. It's like a little drawer style, and it's super thick and sturdy. And on the side of it, it actually says what planner it is. So if you have a bunch of these, then you can just keep them on your shelf and they'll look really nice like that. And it did come wrapped up in bubble wrap and plastic and things like that, but I took it all out. So just so you know, this design is called Monet, and this is the weekly planner. I'm kind of attached to my Erin Condren Daily Duo. I didn't really need another daily planner, so I chose the weekly planner. I have some fun ideas for how to use this, so we'll see what it turns into. This actually starts in July and it goes through June, so I have some time. It's not quite starting yet. I have about a month and a half left, so we'll see how I decide to actually use it when the time comes to start. But I just think this is so pretty. The first time I saw this design, the first time they launched it, I just fell in love with it. I love the little paint strokes all over it. I think it's super pretty. It's got the gold corners on it. It's a gold 00 spiral binding, and I just think it's so pretty. It's actually not too thick, and I think that's because it's the weekly instead of the daily. I'm sure the daily is like chunky, but this one it's fairly thin. I mean, it's probably, I think it's less than an inch. The coil itself is probably an inch, so it's a little bit thinner. It is a hardcover, which is super sturdy. Inside you have this pocket, and it's laminated. It feels really, it's kind of a glossy coated. You get 2 sheets of stickers, which I always love it when planners come with stickers. It's just a nice little bonus. The first page is just blank, and then it goes into the title page, and this page is really thick. I think this is more their normal paper. This one's like a cardstock almost. You also get a free ruler in here, which I love. I especially love when this type of planner comes with rulers, the 00 binding, because these are really hard to find rulers for. So if you've seen like any of my Erin Condren videos and stuff, you know I'm obsessed with the mini snap-in bookmarks. I love having bookmarks. It's kind of a necessity for me in my planners because I just have to be able to get to it quickly. Otherwise, if it's too hard, I won't do it, essentially. So I need my planners to be easy to access. So I love bookmarks. So this is really cool. It comes with this. It's a clear one with gold foiling on it. It does have this little plastic on it that peels off to protect it, so I love that. It's really flexible. It's pretty thin, but I love that it comes with the ruler. Here you have the story of Day Designer and then how to use the Day Designer. So they have a lot of different little icons and spaces within their planner, and so I love that they did this as just kind of an explanation of what everything was made for. But as always, if something doesn't work for you, you can just change it. The first page that they have in here is a self-assessment where it has a bunch of different categories here that are parts of your life, and you can rate them on how important they are to you. Then here you have your passions, strengths, and values that you can kind of evaluate. I love all this reflection stuff at the beginning. Here they have some goals, and you can kind of plan it out through the quarters. So you have 3 months, 6 months, 9, and 12. And again, they've broken it into different categories of your life. And then here is how are you going to get there. So you have your goal description, the monthly actions, weekly routine, daily habit, and what does progress look like. I do like the paper in here too. It's a nice paper. It's not as thick as some, but I think it's sufficient enough. I think you could still use highlighters and pens on it and it should be fine. The next page is your ideal month, where it's broken down by days of the week, and then you can kind of separate it by weeks, I would think, and just kind of plan out how you want your month to happen. Here's your ideal week, which is essentially the same thing, just breaking it down a little bit more specifically how you want your weeks to go. Here's a 12-month overview so you can see all of it. I love that they're actually set up as calendars, so you can kind of write on each day. If you write really tiny, you can still fit in things each day, or you could color code them and have a guide somewhere as for referencing back on that. Here you have 2022 and 2023 holidays and a list for birthdays and other important days. And then you go into the months. So this is the monthly calendar. I love how just simple and clean this is. For holidays, they put this little flag here and then they wrote the holiday, which is fine. I think it's nice that it kind of stands out a little bit. They also have the weekend shaded, which I've heard that some people are bothered by that. It doesn't bother me at all. I don't really care. I will use them all the same. But I love that this is just so simple, and you can just, if you wanted to decorate it, you can decorate it, where you can just make it strictly functional. I also love that there's a little column by the side and it's lined. So that's the monthly page. And then this is what the weekly pages look like. This is probably one of my favorite weekly layouts I've ever seen. I love that it has a top 3 up here, and then you have space for notes over on this side. Each week also has a little quote up here. But I love how the days are broken down. So there's a to-do list, but then there's also this blank space that you can just write in whatever else needs to be done. I like using this for like things that are going on. So appointments or holidays, special occasions, things like that. And then just any to-do items that I know will be there, I can just jot those down, or you could fill it up as you go throughout the week. Within this weekly spread, Saturday and Sunday are only half spaces. Again, that doesn't bother me. I know some people, they don't like it that way, but for me, that's perfectly fine. So that's what each week looks like. It's pretty simple, and I honestly like it that way. There's not really any extra notes pages, which I think that would be helpful if there was, but there's enough note space within here. And honestly, this probably isn't going to be my main planner, so I can do without. This will probably just be for a specific purpose. So we'll see how that goes. But I really like this. I love these gold tabs. They are coated, so they're pretty sturdy. And it goes throughout the 12 months all the way through June of 2023. And then after the weekly pages, you get what I think is actually something that sets Day Designer apart from some of the other planners out there. And that is, even though this is a weekly planner, after all of the weekly pages, you have this tab back here, and you have a bunch of daily pages. And I think there's 40 of them here. And this is their traditional daily page that they have in their daily planners. They're all undated. And I think it's really cool that they include this, because then if you need some extra space for some of those busier days, you do have that option, and it's already built right into your planner. But for those that don't need a full daily planner, this is a really great option, because it's normally just your weekly pages, but then you also have these daily pages that you can use. So you have that whole set of them in here, and I love the things that are included on these daily pages. So you have your top 3, you have a schedule that goes from 5 until 9. On this side, you have a little box that says do, dinner, dollars, and don't forget. And then a giant to-do list, which I love how big this to-do list is. You have a space for notes and a space for daily gratitude. So I really love this page too. I think they set it up really well, and I think it's really useful. After your daily pages, you have a section for notes. And I love the way these note pages are set up too. You get 3 boxes at the top, and it's kind of hard to see, but the pages are actually divided into columns. You can see the dotted lines. So you easily could just write across the whole line and just use it like a normal page. But if you wanted something that had more of the columns in it, you could totally do it that way too. So you get, I want to say like 10 or so notes pages. And then after that, you have a tab that says stay on track. And back here you have pages for expenses. And I believe there's 12 Yeah, I think there's 12 of these, so you can do one page for each month if you wanted to do it that way, just to keep some of your budget in there if you wanted. After those expense pages, you have a favorites list. So you have books to read, movies to watch, and there's 2 of those. Here's gift ideas to remember, and it's divided up into family, friends, and hostess gifts or other. So that could even be like teachers or neighbors. Honestly, I would probably just use it as one ongoing list and not try to divide it up, but it's a fun idea, and that might work really well for some people to divide it up that way. The next page is a thank you note record, which I think that's really awesome because I'm always forgetting things like that. Here are some packing lists, an entertainment checklist. So this looks like a party planner type thing. So if you're having some sort of dinner for a bunch of people or a special occasion, you can kind of plan it out here. Then you have a 2022-23 bucket list. Love this idea too, because this can definitely be used for things that you want to accomplish throughout the year, or just fun things that you've been meaning to try. And it could be places that you wanted to go, or even just little activities that you want to complete. I know one of my goals for this year is to try to make artisan bread. And so just fun things like that. Like it could be anything that you just wanted to try. And there are 4 of those pages right here. And then that's the end of the book. And it just has another blank piece, which I think this is there to kind of protect it because it's all kind of messed up, but at least it's just a blank piece. Anyway, that's the Day Designer. I love this little back section. I think there's so many useful things in there. And then of course I love how the weeks are set up. I love that this planner is just all encompassing. It has everything from goals and your normal weekly, monthly, even daily planning, has note space, and then all of these other more specific pages in the back, like the expenses and thank you notes and party planning. So I just love how thorough it is. I think this planner is perfect for somebody who wants one planner. I know many of us like to use multiple planners, and I'm surely guilty of that. But for some people that work better with just one planner, this might be a really good option. And it's just so beautiful. So I'm really glad I got the chance to show this to you. I'm really excited to start using it too. And so we'll talk more about that when it gets closer to July. I hope you enjoyed seeing this flip through. I will have links to Day Designer in the description if you're interested in going to check them out. I also have a coupon code for 10% off, so if you are interested in purchasing a Day Designer planner, be sure to use that code and get a discount on your order. And if you have any questions about this planner, please let me know in the comments and I will get them answered for you. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.